Hello everyone and welcome to my 500,000 TikTok followers video. I had a few plans for what I wanted this video to be, but in my previous YouTube video I skinned the For Real Friends butterscotch that I had and I completely forgot to do the tail. So unfortunately the 10 Madness Combat fans that follow me are gonna have to wait to see my Tricky cosplay and we're gonna skin this tail instead. Don't worry though, because I will be wearing Tricky to a convention next year. Now I made my TikTok account like 3 years ago because I was on YouTube and I saw like compilation videos of cosplayers and everyone looked like they were having so much fun. And I wanted to have fun too, so I downloaded the app and I started posting my silly little cosplays on there. I've been cosplaying and going to conventions for about 13 years now and I always have a fantastic time. But there was something so special to me about the cosplayers that were posting on TikTok, because most of the time they weren't at a convention, they were just in their houses cosplaying and dressing up for fun. And I've always just thought that that was really cool. Everyone was so lovely and supportive when I started posting my cosplays on there. It was really nice. I also met a bunch of my close friends through TikTok and I love them. And I think that if you'd told the me of 3 years ago that I would get 5,000 followers on TikTok, I don't think he would have believed you, let alone 500,000 followers on TikTok. That is way too many people. I can't even think of what 500,000 people looks like. It's not a number that even exists to me, so thank you so much. I am so grateful and also extremely aware that every single one of those people is a person and not a number or like a robot or something. Sorry, I know that there are people with like tens of millions of more followers than I have, but this is so much more than I ever thought that I would get. So I'm just saying thank you to you all. And I wanted to say that I'm going to do my very best to improve my videos and make them a little bit more entertaining, hopefully. Maybe starting after this one of me just slowly cutting open a tail for both my cosplays and my animatronics and any other little crafting projects that I might be putting up on here. And speaking of which, I did want to use this video to talk about future projects. If you've been keeping up with my TikTok, you'll know that my very next project is Huggy Wuggy from Poppy Playtime, and that straight after him I'll be doing Fetch from Five Nights at Freddy's, or more specifically from the second Fazbear Frights novel. I cannot even begin to explain to you guys how many animatronics are in my house right now. Anytime I go anywhere that has secondhand stuff, I am looking for animatronics. Which is fun because the whole reason this started is because my boyfriend happened to see a partially buried Twilight Sparkle animatronic in an op shop. We didn't immediately recognize it as being an animatronic or anything like that, but that's how this all started. And with that Twilight Sparkle in particular, it really says something about the way that she moves, in that as soon as I saw her on, I was like, oh, we can make something from FNAF out of this. And at that point, I don't think I'd ever seen a For Real Friends animatronic up close, but I looked at her moving and I was like, this looks like something from Five Nights at Freddy's. And obviously I looked at this horse character and said, maybe I can make Fetch the dog out of this. And my boyfriend stared at me and said, there's literally a unicorn character, why don't you make the unicorn? She's a unicorn. And I said, the dog, Fetch, I can make the dog from this horse. And by the time we'd left the store, I had come to the conclusion that yes, it will be easier to make a unicorn out of a unicorn. And so Stanley was born. I have never claimed to be smart, and this is just proof of that. But Stanley was made in June of this year, and he was nearly Fetch, so I think it's about time that we made Fetch. I put it up to vote on TikTok whether I would do Huggy Wuggy or Fetch first. Now, Huggy Wuggy did win by an absolute landslide, but honestly that is probably for the best. Huggy Wuggy isn't going to take that long because his design is pretty simple. And as for future projects, I'm sure that most of you know that I am a huge FNAF fan, so I have heaps of Five Nights at Freddy's characters that I want to make. And I have every intention of making more characters from the Walton Files. And due to popular demand, I will be making Piggy from Roblox, despite having never played Roblox. And being a big creepypasta fan, Smile Dog is a necessity. I am also thinking very hard about Mr. Hop's Playhouse, and I've been recommended something called Horror and Harmony, I believe, but I haven't gotten around to watching it yet, so maybe something from that as well. Ed's World is one of my absolute favorite things ever. I love it so much, and I want to make something from it so badly. I've actually already made a Monster Tom puppet, but he needs a little bit of fixing up, but I'd love to do an animatronic as well. It will probably also be Monster Tom if I can't think of anything else that would work. I do love him though, so it's okay. Anyway, what I'm very interested in is what you guys want to see. If anyone has any characters, creatures, or monsters that they think should be made into an animatronic, I would love to hear it. So please let me know down below and I will do my very best to check it out and see what I can do. I can't make any promises, I can't make everything ever, but I can try. And even outside of animatronics, if there is a certain prop that you would like to see, or if you would like to see me do a certain cosplay, please let me know. I love to get feedback like that. Just anything at all that you want to see on my TikTok or on my YouTube, please let me know. I would love to hear it. Anyway, that butterscotch tail is skinned, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for your time and enthusiasm and energy, and I will do my very best to create something worth watching and worth looking at. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.